Hi guys, welcome to Teacher Diaries. So for today, ang video na ito ay tungkol sa Teacher 123 RPMS means of verifications in the time of COVID-19 school year 2020-2021. So ang lalamanin ng video na ito ay lahat ng mga means of verification or MOVs na dapat nating ilagay sa ating RPMS portfolio. At syempre kung ano-ano din ba yung mga objectives and class na kailangan. Okay? So, simulan na natin. First of all, ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng class, lalo na sa mga bagong teachers na gumagawa ng RPMS? Okay? So, class refer to the general outputs or outcomes. They are the mandate or the functions of the office and or the individual employee. PO number 2, Series 2015. In the context of the RPMS tools, the class captured the domains of the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers, okay? So which articulates what constitutes teacher quality. The class are content, knowledge, and pedagogy, learning environment and diversity of learners, curriculum and planning, assessment and reporting, and class factor. Okay? So, yan yung kadalasang nilalaman ng class. Pero, pagdating ng ating RPMS ngayong amidst the pandemic, mapapansin nyo, merong kaunting changes sa mga class na yan. Pero same pa rin naman ng thought. Iba lang yung title. Katulad nung sa community linkages. Yan. Basta mamaya. Okay? So, yan. Next. What are objectives? So, may mga objectives yung gagawin nating RPMS. So, meron tayong 12 objectives. Pero bago yon, ang objectives ay specific tasks that an office and or individual employee needs to do to achieve the class. In RPMS tools, teachers target 13 objectives to realize the 5 class. These objectives are aligned with the indicators of the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers or PPST. So, next, ayan. Ano ba yung means of verification or MOV? Kasi itong video na ito ay tungkol nga sa kung ano ba yung mga lalamanin o ilalagay nating mga MOV. So, yung MOV column gives ratees and raters list of documents that can prove the teacher's attainment of objectives. They have been judiciously selected to show evidence of attainment of objectives. Teachers gather, select, organize, and annotate MOV to help raters in assessing teacher performance. Okay, so nung nakaraan, gumawa tayo ng LDM portfolio. So, hindi na tayo gaano mahihirapan sa paggawa natin ng RPMS portfolio kasi pwedeng-pwede na yung kung ano yung nilagay natin doon ay magamit natin sa paggawa natin ng RPMS portfolio. Yung mga pictures, yung mga screenshot, certificates, documentations, yun ang tinatawag na MOV. Okay? So, ito yung nagpapatunay. Ito yung proof mo na ginawa mo tong isang bagay na ito. Okay? So, ano-ano pa yung mga pwedeng ilagay sa MOV? Ayan. Pwedeng classroom observation tool o COT, rating sheet and or inter-observer agreement form, lesson plans, instructional materials, formative and summative assessment tools, compilation of student outputs, certificate of attendance na professional development, like graduate studies, seminars, forums, and or learning action cells, and evidence showing the conduct of collaborative activities with parents, colleagues, and other stakeholders. So, yun yung means of verification or MOV. Pero nakadepende yun sa bawat objective, syempre, at class. So, we have 12 objectives only sa ating RPMS portfolio ngayong school year 2020-2021. Okay, so 7 classroom observable objectives, 4 non-classroom observable objectives, and 1 plus factor. Total, 12 RPMS BPST objectives. So, yeah. So, una, diba, CRA number 1, content, knowledge, and pedagogy. Ang ating objective is applied knowledge of content within and across curriculum teaching areas. So, dito, hindi na tayo mahihirapan kasi pwede nating ilagay dito ang ating COT sheet or rating sheet. So, lagay lang natin yan dito. Okay? So, ayan, sabi nga dito, online observation of online synchronous teaching. If option 1 is not possible on observation of a video lesson, pwede. Or if options 1 and 2 are not possible on observation of a LAC demonstration teaching via LAC. So, yun. Kailangan ay meron tayong 2 MOVs. Dalawa lang naman yung COT natin, kaya pasok na pasok dito. Okay? So, next natin, okay, number 1 pa din, ang pangalawa nating objective, ensured the positive use of ICT to facilitate the teaching and learning process. Okay? So, ito ay sa iba't ibang klase ng paggamit natin ng ICT. Okay? So, any supplementary, ano ba yung MOV na pwede natin ilagay? Any supplementary material in print, digital format made by the RATI and used in the lesson delivery that highlights the positive use of ICT to facilitate the teaching and learning process. So, andyan yung mga activity sheets, one lesson from a self-learning module, lesson plan, diba? DLP, DLL, WHLP, WLP, diba yan? Lesson exemplars and the likes. Pwede rin kung may mga video lessons, diba? Sa mga pagpapanood natin ng mga video lessons, pwede rin audio lessons, diba? And other learning materials in print, digital, format. So, ayan, kung gumamit tayo ng Google Classroom, yung screenshot nun, takpan lang natin yung mga mukha ng mga bata, pangalan, ganyan. Pwede rin kapag gumamit tayo ng Kahoot, PowerPoint, Jamboard, ayan, lagay, quizzes, yan. Pwede lahat ng related sa ICT, ilagay natin dito sa objective number 2. Pero ang hinihingi lang nila dyan na MOV ay dalawa lang. Okay? Huwag din kalimutang lagyan ng annotation kung ano yung meron dun sa mga MOV na nilagay natin. Okay? So, next naman tayo, objective number 3, applied a range of teaching strategies to develop critical and creative thinking as well as other high-order thinking skills. So, dito ilalagay natin yung mga activities na pinagawa natin sa mga bata, pinasagutan, diba, reporting, ganyan, kung ano man, na may kinalaman sa HOTS. Okay? So, pwedeng mapapakita natin ito sa mga activity sheets, sa lesson plan, sa self-learning module, sa video lesson, audio lesson, and other learning materials. Okay? So, ayan. Basta lahat ng mga may kinalaman sa higher thinking order skills. Higher order thinking skills. Oh my God. Okay, so next na. Number 2. Ito yung diversity of learners and assessment and reporting. So, ito ang objective number 4 natin. Establish a learner-centered culture by using teaching strategies that respond to their linguistic, cultural, socioeconomic, and religious background. Ayan. So, ang ating mga MOV ay any supplementary material made by the RATI and used in the lesson delivery that highlights teaching strategies that are responsive to learners' linguistic, cultural, socioeconomic, or religious backgrounds. So, ayan yung mga pwedeng maipakita natin sa mga activity sheets, SLM, lesson plan, video lessons, audio lessons, and other learning materials. Next, objective number 5. Ito yung planned and delivered teaching strategies that are responsive to the special educational needs of learners in difficult circumstances, including geographic isolation, chronic illness, displacement due to armed conflict, urban resettlement or disasters, and child abuse and child labor practices. So, maipapakita natin ito sa ating MOV na classroom observation tool, rating sheet. Yan. Okay? So, next. Objective number 6 natin, sa number 2 pa din. Use strategies for providing timely, accurate, and constructive feedback to improve learner performance. So, dito, ang ating MOV, evidence that highlights providing accurate and constructive feedback to improve learner performance and that shows timeliness of feedback given to any of the following. Pwedeng sa activity sheet, performance task, quiz or test, self-learning module. Sa Google Classroom, kung nagbibigay tayo ng mga feedback sa mga gawa ng estudyante, pwede na yun. Kaya sa mga module, yung mga feedback natin. Ayun. So, positive or negative feedback is feedback. Ay basta makakatulong sa mga bata. Yan. So, dito, kailangan ng dalawa pa ring MOV. So, all MOVs for this objective must contain date stamp to keep track of submission of learners' output performance and of the learner's receipt of teacher's feedback. So, kailangan merong date ang ilalagay nating MOV dito. Okay? So, next natin ay CRA number 3, Curriculum and Planning. For objective number 7, selected, develop, organize, and use appropriate teaching and learning resources including ICT to address learning goals. So, maipapakita natin ito sa ating MOV sa COT. Okay? I-highlight na lang natin doon kung saan tayo gumamit ng ICT to address learning goals. So, dalawa, MOV pa din dito. Okay, so next, objective number 8, set achievable and appropriate learning outcomes that are aligned with learning competencies. So, one lesson, ang ating MOV, one lesson plan, pwedeng DLP, DLL, WHLP, WLP, diba, WLLS, and exemplars and the like, or one lesson from a self-learning module prepared by the RATI with achievable and appropriate learning outcomes that are aligned with the learning competencies as shown in any of the following. Pwedeng sa lecture discussion, activity sheet, performance task, rubric for assessing performance using criteria that appropriately describe the target output. So, ayan. Dito, ang MOV lang naman natin kailangan ay isa. So, next naman, objective number 9, build relationships with parents, guardians, and the wider school community to facilitate involvement in the educative process. So, ayan, yung mga chats ninyo sa mga parents, ayan, screenshots nun, video calls, text, and pag nagkita kayo sa school, di ba, bigayan ng libro, bigayan ng module, yan. So, pwede dito, bigayan ng tablet, yun yung mga pwede nyo magamit na MOV dito. So, ito na nga sabi, proof of participation in any activity for improved access education such as but not limited to the following activities. Okay, so una, pwedeng sa distribution of learning materials to learners, ayan, pwede doon, halimbawa, yung receipt form, monitoring form during distribution of learning materials, etc. Pwede rin namang brigada eskwela, commitment, pwedeng ilagay natin yung commitment form to stakeholders, develop advocacy materials, certificate of participation that involves parents, stakeholders, engagement signed by the school head, etc. Pwede rin yung home visitation. Ang ilalagay natin ay yung home visitation form. Others then. Okay? Meron pa kayong naisip na iba na related. Or, number 2, pwede rin natin yung parent-teacher log or proof of other stakeholders meeting. Diba, nagkakaroon tayo quarterly na PTA meeting. So, pwede natin ilagay dito. Okay? Yung log or proof. Yun. Pwede yung one-on-one parent-teacher learner conference log, attendance sheet with minutes of online or face-to-face meeting, proof of involvement in learners or parents orientation, etc. Or pwede rin namang any form of communication to parents, stakeholders. Example, notice of meeting, screenshot of chat or text, message, communication with parents, guardian. Yan. Basta siguraduhin lang natin na yung pangalan, picture, kahit anumang pagkakakilanlan ng mga bata at magulang ay nakatago, nakatakip. Okay? So, digital printed copy of learner enrollment survey form signed by the ICT coordinator, focal person, and school head. So, dito sa objective number 9, kinakailangan ay 4 yung ilagay nating MOV. Okay? Yan. Maganda rin yun pag 4 yung nilagay nyo kasi mapa-perfect nyo yung score ninyo sa efficiency. Okay? So, next, objective number 10. Okay, for CRA number 4. Ayun, dagdag ko lang pala. Halimbawa, dun sa objective number 9, dahil nga 4 yung kailangan nating i-submit, pwedeng halimbawa, 2 parent-teacher logs, tapos isang printed ng LESF, tapos isang screenshot ng correspondence with parents via online platform. Ayan, pwede na yon. Basta any of 4. Okay? So, yan. Next natin, objective number 10, participated in professional networks to share knowledge and to enhance practice. So, ito na yung mga training, seminars, and etc. So, ano na yung mga MOVs? Halimbawa, Certificate of Completion in a Course Training, Certificate of Participation in a Webinar, Retooling, Upskilling, and other training, seminar, workshops with proof of implementation. Next, certificate of recognition, speakership in a webinar, retooling, upskilling, and other training seminar workshop. Tapos, any proof of participation to a benchmarking activity. Any proof of participation in school LAC sessions, online or face-to-face. Certified by the LAC coordinator. Others. Yan. Dito, kailangan din natin ng 4 na acceptable MOV para ma-perfect natin yung efficiency. Okay. So, yan, dito pala sa objective number 10, output may include but not limited to lesson plan, instructional material, action plan, or any teaching and learning materials. Proof of implementation can be in the form of implemented action plan, lesson plan executed in class, application project, or etc. And different kinds of acceptable MOV and their efficiency means each type of MOV can be submitted only once. Example, submitted on OV could be one. Bawa, isang certificate participation sa webinar, isang certificate ng recognition or speakership sa conference, isang proof of participation sa benchmarking activity, and isang proof of participation in school lock. So, kailangan isa-isa. Hindi pwedeng madoble. Okay? So, yan. Next na natin ay objective number 11. Develop a personal improvement plan based on reflection of one's practice and ongoing professional learning. So, ang main MOV dito ay Individual Performance and Commitment Review Form Development Plan, IPCRF DP, Support Team, and MOB. Ano ba? Any document aligned with the IPCRF DP such as reflection of one's practice during LAC session with proof of attendance, reflection, personal notes on coaching and mentoring in our media review, personal notes, journal on division school, dead inset with proof of attendance, certificate of enrollment, registration form, class card, graduate, postgraduate, school or online courses. Any learning materials highlighting the improvement done based on accomplished reflection section. Others, plus specify and provide the annotations. So, dito kinakailangan din natin ng 4 na acceptable MOV. Halimbawa, 2 reflection dun sa LAC sessions with proof of attendance. Tapos, 2 ding reflection or first personal notes on coaching and mentoring to merit an outstanding in efficiency under this objective. So, kung gusto nating outstanding perfect score sa efficiency, need natin ng 4 na acceptable MOV. Okay? Last, number 5, plus factor. So, objective natin ay, objective number 12, perform various related works, activities that contribute to the teaching, learning, process. So, kinakailangan din natin dito ng 4 na acceptable MOV para perfect natin yung efficiency. So, marami tayong pagpipilian. So, pwedeng yung committee involvement, advisorship of co-curricular activities, involvement as module learning material writer, involvement as module learning material validator, participation in the RO, regional office, SDO, school initiated, TV radio-based instruction, book or journal authorship or contributorship, coordinatorship or chairpersonship, coaching and mentoring learners in competitions, mentoring pre-service teachers, participation in demonstration teaching, participation as research presenter in a forum or conference, and others, basta related sa ating objective. So, ayan, kung meron kayong mga questions, suggestions, and comments, okay, so comment nyo lang below. Okay, I hope na last na, ang tawag nito, I hope na matapos na natin ang ating RPM sa portfolio at nang makapagbakasyon na tayo. So, sa lahat ng mga nakikinig at napanood ito, yan. So, thank you for watching and remember, God is greater than the giants you face. Okay? First John chapter 4, verse 4. Thank you everyone for listening. Have a good day.